Where the hell did summer go? Like, I am so mind blown. Yeah, it's safe to say that it is that time of the year where it's time to reflect on your year so far and to basically lock into your goals and finish off this year strong. And it's also that time where you are actually starting to think about the year ahead of you, which is insane to me because I feel like 2025 just started. But at the same time, I also feel like I've lived a million different lives this year. So yeah, 4 months does seem like a short time, but you'd be surprised as to how much you can accomplish in even just 1 month, and you'd also be surprised at how fast your life can change. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to be talking about some things that you can do to end off your year strong, and by the end of this video you better be motivated to lock the fuck in. So let's get into it. I do not have a beverage or a snack. I had a massive dinner and I just don't want to sip on tea or anything. So yeah, feel free to grab a beverage or a snack of your choice. I will not be doing so in this video, but without further ado, let's actually get into it. Okay, so this is definitely the perfect time to just think about how each and every month has gone. What are some wins? What are some things that you didn't like? Are you going out too much? Are you spending your money on things that you should not be spending your money on? Are you hanging around people who make you feel like you have to dim your light? It is so easy to get distracted, and I've 1000% been there. I was literally going out every single weekend with a huge group of friends last year, and I didn't realize how much time I was just spending towards socializing and feeling like I was a part of this huge, bigger than life thing, when all I was really doing was just blowing my money, drinking, trying to bond with people who were not very well aligned with me. And yeah, so that was just not the vibes. But I quickly realized that it is very important to be around people who are headed in a very similar direction to you. Now, they don't have to be exactly the same as you. They don't have to have the same exact goals as you, obviously, but it definitely helps to be around ambitious people and people who don't like to waste their precious time and energy on things that just don't serve them. And if you feel like you don't have anyone around you that's like that, then it's okay to ride solo for a while. That's literally what I've been doing all summer. I am genuinely so grateful. Yes, I've had times where I felt lonelier than other times, but I'm also so grateful that I've been able to use all this time alone to really laser focus on my goals and the visions that I have for myself. And I'm bringing this up because I feel like this is often what holds a lot of us back, is our environment, the people that we're surrounded by, and the habits that a lot of people around you have that you end up bringing into your life, right? I say this to say that it is really time to get honest with yourself on what you want more of and what you really do need to start cutting out, okay? And change will not happen overnight. I'm not saying you have to cut people off right away or you have to remove yourself out of certain situations right away, because it is extremely difficult. I so get that, and I've been there. But I will say that it just takes a few changes here and there for that consistency to build up and for those results to show, okay? It just might initially look like you saying no to a few plans here and there so that you can focus on, I don't know, your homework, your school projects, building out that business that you've been talking about for so long, going to the gym more, right? It's just about the small things. And essentially you want to signal to your brain that you are prioritizing yourself over everyone else. And with that being said, it is also a good time to think of situations where you felt like things could have been so much more different had you not entertained a certain person or had you had stronger boundaries, right? What are some things that you can truly learn from these experiences? It is definitely not the time to beat yourself up for things that you felt like were huge mistakes, okay? Everything is a learning curve, and as long as you can learn and grow from these situations, that's really all that matters. So essentially, it's what boundaries do you want to start enforcing? Do you feel like you're attracting a certain type of person? Do you feel like you find yourself giving away a lot of yourself to people too fast? Now, these are just some examples that I'm providing, but I feel like these examples are also very common things that many of us women deal with. The whole people-pleasing thing, feeling like we always have to socialize, feeling like we have to prove our worth, right? So that's why I'm bringing these things up, but obviously you can apply it in any sort of way. I personally like to just go month by month and make a list of what went right in that month, what went wrong, what were some things that I learned from each month. I personally like to just record myself talking about my experiences each month, but you can journal about it. You can talk to your friend about it, a family member, whoever you trust. I feel like a month by month basis is nice, but you can also do like season by season, right? You can do quarter by quarter basis. It doesn't have to be in any sort of way. It just helps to kind of see your progress overall throughout the course of the year. Essentially, this just helps with really seeing how you've progressed throughout the course of the year. Are there moments where you felt so proud of for evolving from? Are there certain moments where you feel like you backtracked? Are there certain habits that you ended up forming? Good, bad, doesn't matter. Okay, moving on from this topic, I feel like I've talked enough about the importance of reflection. The next thing that I feel like would be so beneficial for you guys to do is to create a Q4 mood board. And this really helps with not only laser focusing what you really want to accomplish and do more of by the end of this year, but it's also a great way to start realizing what you want more of in 2026. I like to think of it as like a pre-vision board for 2026. I did this last year and it helped so much. I started realizing what I wanted more of in 2025, and a lot of the images and things I pinned for that like Q4 of 2024, I ended up pinning for my 2025 vision board. And yeah, that just really helped a lot because I just hate the feeling of going into new year and suddenly you're just like, OMG, new year, new me, new goals, blah, blah, blah. And then you just feel like it's so much pressure. So yeah, instead of that, it definitely helps to understand where you're headed towards the next year, and also it helps to create a foundation for the year ahead of you. Essentially, it's also a good time to see where your head is at about your goals and your visions for yourself. Have they changed from the past few months? Do you feel like your vision is evolving? Do you feel like you're headed towards a different direction? The next thing, I feel like this is just basics, and I will always advocate for this, but it's just to continue to stay active if you aren't already, because I know how easy it gets to just want to cuddle up in your bed after work and just like not go outside because it's too cold, not move around, and you just want to like be all comfy and cozy 24/7. But I mean, if you think about it, if you factor in daylight savings and then the weather getting colder, that in itself is like a perfect recipe for seasonal depression, right? So it's even easier to feel sad and just down about a bunch of things. And when you're staying active, it not only helps with your physique, but it also helps with your mental clarity and just feeling that sense of accomplishment. Now, this next thing I'm about to say doesn't really tie into goals and locking in necessarily, but it's more so just a way to relax and decompress and have something to look forward to. And that would be to pick up a new cozy chill hobby, something that you can do maybe while you're watching TV or you're FaceTiming a friend. So this could be knitting, this could be crocheting, this could be painting, this could be drawing, anything that's just more hands-on but is not like insanely hard to do either. And this way, your days won't seem as mundane and gloomy, especially evenings where all you want to do is curl into bed and just watch Netflix and doom scroll. It definitely helps to engage your brain with a fun activity, and it's just, I don't know, I think it's really fun. Personally, I love making friendship bracelets. I love knitting. I will definitely be knitting a scarf for myself this fall. Especially in the fall and winter, it's really just about the small things. It's about small ways to romanticize your life, and picking up a cute, low effort hobby is just the best way to go about it, in my opinion. And lastly, because of daylight savings, as we know, our days get shorter, the sun goes down faster, and you don't want to feel like you've just wasted your day. So it is incredibly important to have a better sleep schedule and start waking up earlier so that you don't feel like you barely have any time during the day to get the things that you want to get done. Having a head start in the mornings also allows you to just ease into your day. You can meditate, you can journal, you can make yourself tea, you can set your weekly goals, formulate your daily agenda, and maybe tend to some other personal things before you log into work if you do have a 9 to 5, or before you have to tune into your assignments for school or whatever the case may be, whatever phase of life you're in. But yeah, I think just having that time for yourself in the mornings really makes the world of a difference. And that way you feel less pressure to just get 5,000 things done and then feel like the day's already over and you've had no time to yourself to just have that peace of mind and calmness. There are definitely more tips that I could provide for you guys, but I feel like these are just some good basics to work with. Remember, you also don't want to overwhelm yourself with all the things you feel like you need to get done by the end of this year. I know there's probably so many videos out right now on this exact topic, and while all of this content is there to nudge you in the right direction, it's also important to keep in mind that proper change only happens through consistency. And consistency does not have to look like you're locking in for several hours a day. It can just look like working towards your goals for even like 10 minutes of your day, right? You just want to be able to set aside at least some time each day towards your goals and your dreams and your visions. and those efforts will compound over time and result in a bigger change. Trust me, I used to be queen of procrastination, but then I realized that it does not have to be this whole 0 to 100 thing. I can literally just start somewhere, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes per day. And then eventually you get into the swing of things and you become more motivated the more that you see results. And yeah, that's that. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and here's to having a productive and powerful end of year arc, or whatever you want to call it. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.